Hey, Ray here, and as promised, here's the video that talks a little bit about how to target your audience ideally on Facebook. If you haven't seen the video or you don't know what I'm talking about, this was an invitation to a cheat sheet that we have available, which I'll leave the link in the post here, where it talks a little bit more about the systems that you need in place in order to take the passion that you have, turn it into a lifestyle business, and start attracting people to you so that you could actually start doing business with them. And one of the best ways to target some of the people is on Facebook. So that this is a little bit more of a in-depth video kind of showing you how we do it. Obviously, if you need help with this, definitely feel free to reach out to us. But in the back of your Facebook manager, there's a section where you can start running advertising. And if you haven't been on that section before, it's loaded with a ton of different tools, that Facebook provides you. And one of the scary things about it is that Facebook gives you a lot of data, about people that are using the profile. I think right now, actually, Facebook is experiencing a lot of heat for that because there is a lot of data points. In fact, there's, I think, over 140 something companies that Facebook shares information with, so they know things like when you're looking to buy a car, when you're in the, looking to, buy open up a bank account, credit cards, what websites. I mean, it's pretty insane how much Facebook knows about its users. They also know things like, birthday, and if they're single, if they're in a relationship, if they have children, as well as tons of other information that we use. So there's a ton of information that you can utilize when it comes to targeting your ideal audience. And that's what makes it easy to put our ads in front of people, ideally people like yourself who we advertised and wanted to reach out to. Somehow you found a way to get to this place here. So it proves that the marketing actually works. So Audience Insights is a tool that lets you get more information about the users. And so what I like to do is actually go on and just say everybody on Facebook, for example. Okay? And then this is basically the targeting options that you have to basically give you a ton of information about the actual people that you're looking. So for example, if we wanted to search for people in the United States and then we put in the age, let's say for example, that were 18 to let's say 55, okay, and that they had an interest in, let's say for example, George Lopez, right? So George Lopez, I just put that information in there just to give me an idea of who this is. And basically based on the data, Facebook is saying that there's about 4 to 5 million active users on the United States, in the United States alone, that actually like George Lopez. Okay, 58% of them being women, and then this gives me the information that I'm looking for. So for example, when I'm doing advertisement, I know that the bulk of the people that like this particular thing are going to be women that are going to be the ages 18 to 24 all the way to 25 to 34. I could focus just on that when it comes to advertising. I know that they're either going to be single or 43% of them are going to be single, and that their education level is about 62. So I can start targeting people and creating ads where it fits that they like George Lopez, they're single, they also are in college. I could even get more granular here and say, specific industries and job titles. I can target people by job titles and figure out, okay, most people are in the food and restaurant business. Some of them are in production. Okay, so there's some information there. But I also like to go here to where it says page likes. This is one of my favorite areas where you can then start to use some of these interests in your advertisement. So some of these interests are things like So Mexican, the Boondocks, then it tells you about the different retail companies that they like, the beverage companies that they like, okay, the different health beauty stuff that they like. So you can use all of this information to basically get more details about, what people are going to like. And then here in the page like section, for example, here, George Lopez is the one that we put in. So what I like to do is click on the affinity. Okay, and the affinity is going to load up the pages based on what Facebook thinks is the likelihood that they like George Lopez and they also like these other pages, like for example Sprite, right? Tells us here there's an audience of about 800,000, and on Facebook the total reach would be about 3 million. So then I would be using these strategies here to basically start to figure out how I can fine tune and attract my audience. Anyway, wanted to give you that information just to kind of stir some ideas. Again, if you haven't seen some of the other tools that we have available, definitely download the cheat sheet. That is our systemized approach that we recommend to anyone, that once you figure out what your passion is and what kind of business you're actually going for, what is the system that you need in place to be able to then attract your ideal audience right to you. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave your comments below. We'll be checking into this group periodically. Thanks again, and para adelante. Ciao.